It look like Bria Hartley just got instant karma, bro. She out for the season. I'm here to tell you the most dirtiest player in the WNBA contract has been written, bro. And I'm here to tell you she's out for the season. Yes, you heard me correctly. Yeah, man, Bria Hartley. So Connecticut PR has released a statement. Bria Hartley is to miss the remainder of the season.
Did Bria Hartley just commit the dirtiest foul of the WNBA season, only to face instant karma herself? Fans are furious after Sophie Cunningham went down with a torn MCL in a collision that looked far from accidental. To make it wise, fresh footage caught Hartley smirking as Sophie lay on the floor, raising serious questions about her intentions. But here's the twist. Hartley, the very player accused of a dirty hit, is now ruled out for the season 2. The timing feels almost too ironic. Was it pure coincidence? Or did the basketball god serve up some instant justice? If you're rooting for Sophie, drop a speedy recovery wish for her in the comments.
This picture is going viral with Bria Hartley with the sinister grin, right? This malevolent look that's on her face right now. Clearly smiling after injuring Sophie Cunningham, man.
From the very start, the play didn't look clean. Sophie Cunningham absorbed the full impact, crashed to the floor, and instantly grabbed her knee. She didn't even attempt to stand. Trainers rushed in while her teammates circled around, and the entire arena fell silent. This wasn't the usual shake-it-off type of fall. Sophie had no choice but to be helped straight to the locker room. Her reaction said it all. That pain was different, and everyone watching could feel it.
Is the play that just occurred.
That's like she tries to slide over right there, and Hartley just kind of falls and makes collision with that lower leg. You see her immediately grab it. And she went down hard and was clearly in a lot of pain.
But what really set fans off wasn't just the injury. It was the image that surfaced right after. As Sophie lay on the hardwood in pain, cameras caught Bria Hartley with a smirk on her face. Call it a grin, a laugh, or whatever you want. But fans saw it as one thing. A player appearing to enjoy the moment right after her opponent went down clutching her knee. That single frame spread like wildfire across social media. And suddenly, the conversation shifted. It wasn't only about Sophie's injury anymore. It was about Hartley.
Oh, and Cunningham is down. My goodness. Should be. Scary moment as we went to commercial. Sophie Cunningham hit the floor hard, and she is being helped off the floor, heading back to the locker room.
Timeout. Right before the break, a terrifying moment unfolded. Sophie Cunningham hit the floor hard and had to be helped straight to the locker room. But what fueled the fire wasn't just the injury, it was the reaction. Fans argued that's not how someone reacts if it was truly an accident. The smile said more than any press release ever could. Once that photo spread, intent didn't matter, perception did. Even when Sophie herself tried to downplay it, saying she was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, the outrage hardly slowed down. Fans weren't buying it. Basketball is physical, sure. But what they couldn't accept was a player seeming pleased while another lay.
Sophie Cunningham, let's be clear here. Sophie Cunningham was targeted. Let's be very, very clear here. But Sophie Cunningham was flat out targeted by a dirty, dirty player.
And this wasn't the first time Hartley had faced this kind of backlash. That's why the reaction hit so hard. The smirk landed differently because fans in the league had already seen her flare-ups and physical confrontations in the past. So instead of being brushed off as a bad look in the heat of the moment, the photo became Exhibit A in a growing case against her. Commentators and writers quickly labeled it the dirtiest play of the season. Headlines exploded with outrage. Fans flooded comment sections demanding accountability, and officials were slammed for swallowing their whistles. Instead of protecting Sophie, referees once again looked weak when it came to enforcing players' safety. And make no mistake, the fury wasn't just aimed at Hartley. It was also aimed at a league that seems quicker to punish players for criticizing refs than to punish reckless contact on the court.
Making all kind of excuses to say that Bria Hartley is not a dirty player. Let me tell y'all something, man. Come on in here. Come on in here, man. Let me tell y'all something. If it quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, eats like a duck, it's a duck, man. Come on, man. She is the dirtiest player in the WNBA right now, winning the trophy. All right? Winning the trophy for it. Don't sit here and try to tell me Bria Hartley is not a dirty player.
By the end of the week, the story had moved far beyond a single game. It became about credibility. Would the WNBA step in and finally send a message? Or would they let it slide again? Either way, Hartley's smirk cemented her reputation in the eyes of fans, because that snapshot seemed to confirm what many already believed. And the unsettling part, this wasn't new territory for her. Was Sophie Cunningham just the latest name added to a growing list of players frustrated by Bria Hartley's reckless style? That's the question fans were asking the moment the clip went viral. Because while some may try to dismiss it as one unfortunate play, the receipts on Hartley this season tell a different story. They don't paint her as a victim of bad luck. They paint her as a repeat offender who keeps ending up in the low light.
Atkins, 7 to shoot. Cardoso rolls, catch. Cardoso over the top, can't get it. Reese fights for the rebound and a foul, and this time gets a little chippy and a shove on Nelson Adota. And listen, this arena typically we'll see some ringside fights.
Take the dust up with Angel Reese earlier this year. That wasn't just normal post play. It turned heads when fans accused Hartley of grabbing Reese's hair in the middle of a rebound battle. You don't mistake a quick swipe for a fistful of braids, and Reese's reaction made it clear how blatant it looked. That clip spread quickly, and by the time it got added to Hartley's growing reputation file, another incident had already surfaced. Rebecca Allen became the next name linked to her after catching a hard shove that had fans once again pointing fingers. None of these moments led to major punishment, but stack them all together and the picture gets clearer. Sophie Cunningham was never going to be the last.
So Mike put this up about an hour ago. He said, to all of those defending Bria Hartley, look at what she liked on Instagram. Emo, she's the dirtiest player in the league and should be kicked out. Most recently, Sophie Cunningham has been hurt with the knee tear and is out for the season. Look at this. Look at this. Now, Bria is the definition of consistency. Now, this is her liking this. This is her liking this post. Y'all see that? Breezy, 1414, and others. Bria is the definition. She's liking this post. Look at this. Death taxes and Bria Hartley always being at the scene of the crime. Now, that's her choke slamming Angel Reese.
And that's when things reached a boiling point. Fans weren't seeing isolated accidents anymore. They were seeing a pattern. And patterns changed the story. By the time Sophie went down clutching her knee, Hartley's previous incidents were already scattered across the season. That made it almost impossible for anyone to believe the smake was just a bad look at the wrong moment. People remembered the Reese hair pull, the contact with Allen, and now a collision that took down one of Indiana's toughest players.
Indiana Fever fans wake up pissed off today. Pissed off. Not only are we getting assaulted, but they're smiling about it. This is the 6th time they've smiled, laughed, and cheered on our Indiana Fever players getting assaulted, getting injured. And it pisses me off.
The anger only escalated because officials seemed completely blind to it all. Fans blasted referees for letting hard contact slide one game, then calling nitpicky fouls the next. There was no consistency. That inconsistency fueled the narrative that refs were complicit, letting Connecticut's physical play go unchecked while players like Sophie bore the brunt. On top of that, Sophie had been fined earlier this season for criticizing those same referees, while Hartley faced no consequences for repeatedly targeting opponents. For many fans, that double standard was impossible to ignore. Even Sophie's own family had reached their limit. Her sister Lindsay and mother Paula spoke out, questioning why the league wasn't stepping in to protect players from situations like this. It wasn't just upset fans anymore, it was her family calling out the WNBA. echoing the frustration Fever supporters have been feeling all along. If the league refused to act, players would keep getting hurt.
Maybe you should focus her sister. Maybe you should focus less on fining players for commenting on your poor officiating and more about hiring officials that are capable to call a consistent game and protect your athletes. Pathetic. Praying for you. The only good thing positive surrounding Sophie Cunningham come out of this game, she looked in good spirits in the locker room.
That's why talk of a suspension erupted almost instantly online. Fans pointed to past cases where reckless plays had drawn discipline and demanded Hartley face the same consequences. By now, they had already labeled Hartley as a dirty player, criticized the league for being corrupt, and seen Sophie as the one left paying the price. But before the WNBA could even weigh in or make a ruling, the story took an unexpected turn.
Bria Hartley deserves zero benefit of the doubt. And Sophie Cunningham's family not too happy. I believe this is Mama C. Hartley is a disgruntled player having trouble everywhere she goes. She's plain mean and plays out of control. Looked out of control to me.
Fans were ready for the league to step in with some form of punishment. Suspension talk was everywhere, and the outcry was so loud that most assumed the WNBA would have to respond. But then, out of nowhere, the narrative flipped. The Connecticut Sun announced that Bria Hartley would miss the rest of the season, not due to discipline, but because of a right knee meniscus tear that instantly ended her year. The timing couldn't have been more ironic.
It's stated Connecticut Sun guard Bria Hartley will miss the remainder of the season due to a meniscus tear in her right knee. Injury sustained during team practice. You got hurt at practice? Hartley is expected to make a full recovery. So you mean to tell me her own team hurt her? Oh my God. Her own team hurt her? Oh man. Oh dog. This is funny as hell. I should laugh. But damn, dog. How your own team hurt you, bro? Hartley is expected to make a full recovery. Additional updates will be provided.
The parallels were impossible to ignore, and fans were quick to connect the dots. Sophie Cunningham had just been sidelined with a torn MCL, a gut punch for a Fever team already battered this season. And now Hartley, the very player at the center of Sophie's injury controversy, went down with her own season-ending knee injury. Both were out, both facing long recoveries. The difference, Sophie suffered as the victim, while fans saw Hartley's injury as payback, delivered faster than anyone expected.
That I was like, Bria and I are super cool, and she would never try to hurt me, because there are some girls that I think might, but she wouldn't do that. And so I have nothing but.
Well, Sophie, I got news for you. The universe thought otherwise. They got her ass up out of here, bro. Damn. Which they wasn't going to the playoffs anyways, but man, karma's a ish. I just got to keep it real, bro. I mean, this is everywhere.
It didn't take long for the instant karma storyline to take over social media. Fever fans, who had been furious just days earlier, suddenly switched from outrage to vindication. Posts celebrating the symmetry went viral, with people calling Hartley's season-ending injury a form of justice the league itself never delivered. Call it payback, irony, or poetic fairness. The message was clear. Fans saw the basketball god stepping in.